So you touched on this a little bit, when we were talking about like how much time, how many things you do. And, being in consulting, I imagine you have to travel a lot to clients' um, sites and everything. How do you manage the work-life balance?
Well, I'm very lucky, and I have an amazing wife who supports me in everything I do. I'm also lucky in that I'm an empty nester and my kids are out of the house. So between those two things, it allows me to travel a lot more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to accommodate this travel schedule. But yeah, I do travel a lot. I think in the last 2 years, I circumnavigated the globe 3 times each year in my travels, and I haven't left the country. So that tells you how much I travel within the U.S. And so, the only places I haven't been in the U.S. basically are the upper Northwest, like Maine, Vermont, those areas. Besides that, I've worked in basically every state besides New England. There doesn't
Mhm.
seem to be a lot of manufacturing in upper New England. So, um, but yeah, and it's a hard work-life balance, and I find myself sometimes I have to make some hard choices because I once again am lucky in that my name is out there, and I have a lot of people who want my services.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I have to decide, and it's not always a financial decision either. Sometimes it's, where can I help the most because I see the need. And there's times, for example, and this is a matter of public record, the Boar's Head incident, when I was
Mhm.
involved in that recall and getting the auditing done to show that Boar's Head had made the changes that they had. That's a really big matter of public significance. People's lives were,
Yes.
on the line there. A lot of people's, careers were on the line there as well. And I have to make choices. Where do I apply myself the right way? Um, I'm lucky in that I don't really do any marketing and things like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because I've aligned with NSF and Intertech and myself, I don't have to do that. It's quite the opposite. Where do I apply myself the best, and where do I find myself? And sometimes I have to tell people this isn't the right, you know, application for me. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's because the C-suite isn't ready to make the changes
Right.
that they're ready to make. Um, and I feel that I can work with anybody in any situation, from like you said, survival mode to how do we optimize and how do we get more profits going in.
Mhm.
The key
Yeah.
is that, and I've said this to a few people. When I was working as an employee, when I was working at Charlotte's Web, other companies that I had worked with, I had to do stuff. I had to achieve. I had to provide results. I had to keep my employees happy. I had to do stuff. Now that I'm in my position now, I get to help people. I get to do stuff. It's a privilege and an honor to be able to help people rather than I was always, oh my God, if I don't do this, I'll lose my job, right? And that was a huge transformation for me, and really allowed me to open up and help people in the way they needed to be without that personal failure connection where I knew I was okay because I own my own business. I'm not going to lose my job. It allowed me to be open and creative enough without that fear factor to really say the truth that needs to be said to some of these C-suite executives to be open and honest, and they've appreciated that. They A lot of times I think that the people underneath the C-suite, the VPs, the senior directors, get caught up in being yes people,
Yeah.
and and it's so important for the health of the business to be able to say no sometimes, and to be able to say no because of this and this and this strategy, and being able to do that now has made the difference in the success of my business.
Absolutely. Something you said earlier, you said that, you were kind of like um, tired of making other people money. You wanted to make money for yourself. That has been sort of also what I have been feeling for a long time. Like I'm making these people millions of dollars. And yes, I get paid, but you know, it's different. And so yeah, I've always kind of gravitated towards just getting something of my own and everything. Great job. That's awesome. And that's a great advice to others who really want to succeed in life is to find a situation where you get to help people. It's not forced upon you. You help whoever you want to help or you can help, and be fulfilled in what you're doing as well. So that's amazing, VJ.